Hello everyone, welcome to Headlines of the Day. This is 25th of April 2022 and we are back again with some of the major articles from the Indian Express. Let's begin our today's discussion with the very first article on page number 1 from GS2 Polity and Governance, that is headlined as Prime Minister reaches out to Jammu and Kashmir via Infra Push, inaugurates the projects worth rupees 20,000 crore. This is on the occasion of Panchayati Raj Divas. From this article, you have to understand what are the string of projects inaugurated in Jammu and Kashmir as part of strong infrastructure push and why are these needed. Moving further on page number 1 itself from GS3 economy section, there's an article Demand Up. Government procurement of Punjab wheat hits a 15-year low. From this article, you have to consider how is procurement carried out, what is the price that the government pays, when does the procurement take place, and what is the annual requirement of wheat for government schemes. Moving further on page number 6, you'll find an article PM Modi received the first Lata Mangeshkar Award. So from this article, you have to understand the facts related to the Lata Dinanath Mangeshkar Award. Moving further on page number 7 from GS2 Polity and Governance, there's an article Need to amend the anti-defection law, says Venkaiah Naidu. You have to consider this article. From this article, you have to take up what is the anti-defection law? Are there any exceptions under this law? How has the law been interpreted by the courts while deciding on the related matters? And does anti-defection law affect the ability of legislators to make decision? And finally, why is there a need to amend the anti-defection law? And the possible scenario ahead. Moving further on page number 8 from GS3 economy section, there's an article Reskilling Society, enabling degree apprentices will make India's skill system self-healing. This article is written by Manish Sabharwal and Rituparna Chakrabarti. From this article, you have to consider how did apprentices become an Indian policy priority, why enabling degree apprentices will make Indian skill system self-healing, why must the skill mental model shift from classic physics to quantum physics, and how degree apprentices are an important pillar of this new mental model, 5 design principle, key analysis, and the possible way forward. Moving further on page number 8 itself from GS3 economy section, there's an article, A Cost to Pay. Now, this article is related to the current inflation that is driven by the supply shortages caused by COVID and the Ukraine-Russia war. So, RBI has few options to reverse this course. From this article, you have to consider what are the causes of current inflation, impacts, RBI's latest survey of manufacturing sector, what is the standard tool of central banks to address the demand pull inflation, and RBI's option to reverse this course. Moving further on page number 9 from GS2 Polity and Governance, there's an article, Poverty and Politics of Freebies. So from this article, you have to understand what are the findings of 2 new working papers of the World Bank and IMF on poverty in India, the methodology used by them, estimates of poverty by Niti Aayog, and how did it renew the debate on poverty in India? Why is there still a need to distribute nearly free food to 800 million people in the name of food security? Significance of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. Does the politics of freebies for votes make for prudent policy? And can this be a sustainable path towards the poverty elevation? Further on, why reforming the system of free food is necessary and how technology can help overcome this particular difficulty. So this is an interesting article. Moving further, on page number 13 from GS2 International Relations, there's an article, European Union Ground Rules for Web. Europe's proposed Digital Services Act seeks to end the era of self-regulation by tech companies. So from this article, you have to consider what is the Digital Services Act of European Union and to whom it will apply. What do the new rules state? Does this mean that the social media platforms will now be liable for any lawful content? Alright, moving further on page number 14 from GS3 economy section, there's an article about the Bharatnet public-private partnership. As incentive, the Department of Telecommunication to assume revenue risk. From this article, you have to consider what is the present status of implementation of Bharatnet project and the scope of this particular project, and further on, what are its objectives. Well, that's a wrap of today's edition of Headlines of the Day. For regular updates, you can follow us on our social media handles, and for more such videos, do stay tuned to the Next IAS YouTube channel.